My Oscar watch for this week, we are going back 20 years to 2004 for a lone Best Visual Effects nominee.
The
Can
Day
you
After
think?
Tomorrow.
Incorrect. I've actually already seen that one. I've seen Day After Tomorrow.
I, Robot.
I, Robot is correct.
Really?
Wow.
I, Robot. I don't know how I'd never seen it. It's one of those that I have the DVD. It was on my shelf, so I got to just throw that in. Yeah, I, Robot, directed by Alex Proyas, starring Will Smith and Bridget Moynihan, Bruce Greenwood, Alan Tudyk, James Cromwell, Chai McBride is in this, which is always fun to see.
Shia LaBeouf.
Um, and it's basically it's like a sci-fi noir, but also a early 2000s Will Smith action movie. So you combine those together, and if it sounds horrible, it's because it kind of was. Um, it's robots are kind of taking over. They're doing all these amazing things, but they have rules that they work by, and Will Smith doesn't trust them. And you find out later why, but there's a reason. He just does not trust these robots, and he thinks that they're the worst things ever. And then circumstances lead him into investigating how one of them may have gone rogue. And yeah, this might be like the worst Oscar nomination I've ever seen. The visual effects in this are horrible. It's some of the worst green screening I have ever seen in a movie. Uh, the robots are okay, and you could be like, oh yeah, but it was 20 years ago. No, no, no. I mean, this was after we saw what, two of the prequel Star Wars movies, and we saw we saw movies at this point that could do visual effects better than this, that could do green screening better than this, and everything about this just looks fake. And I can't believe this was nominated. Um, at the same time, it is Will Smith, like in his prime. It's almost like irresistibly charming at times. So, but even with that, it's a two-star movie. It was a big budget thing, and it was a blockbuster back in 2004. But
Does he slap any robots?
he does not slap any robots. That's a lovely joke there, Zach.
He wants to slap Shia LaBeouf, though, I remember.
But yeah, Shia LaBeouf is in it. Yeah.
The funny thing about that movie, so you mentioned the Star Wars stuff. Obviously, the Star Wars prequels, like Phantom Menace, which is 25 years old, it does get criticized for the green screening as well, and rightfully so. But the iRobot, I remember back in the time when I watched that, I saw it shortly after it came out of the theater. It's entertaining as hell because it's early Will Smith, and back in the day, that was like something that I ate right up, and I very enjoyed it because it was like Holes, Shia LaBeouf as well. So a very minor role for him, and I was a huge fan of him at the time. iRobot's fun. I haven't seen it in about 30 years, even though it's about 25 years old or 20 years old.
So. There we go. Yeah.
Did you pick it because you were genuinely interested in it, or because the DVD popped up in your collection? Yeah.
I picked it because I take all the most recent movies in the anniversary years, and before the year starts, I randomly put them in an order, and that was this week's.
Yeah, I know, but you said you had the DVD of it. Is that why you watched?
Oh, I think it was a random like pawn shop get like for $2 like 10 years ago, and it was like, oh, that's an interesting movie I haven't seen.
Let's wonder if that one up. DVD has depreciated in value.
Probably like 50 cents.
Yeah, probably still in the 50-cent range. Yeah.
So this is worse than Suicide Squad.
Ooh, I don't really remember much about Suicide
Squad. Or Gemini Man.
I never saw Gemini Man.
That one wasn't nominated though. I was just saying Oscar nominated movies because Suicide Squad was, and a winner.
Yeah. I don't know. I would surprise Suicide Squad was probably had better visuals than this, just because it's a little older.
Maybe, yeah, true.